Right, I'm here with the incredible Julie and Sally, just to check in with them after their phenomenal row. And they've got a few things that they wanted to say to everybody who's been watching, who's been following them along the way, who's been such an incredible support. Because, of course, they hadn't seen all the social media posts, they hadn't seen all the socials, and they've come back in, and there's been this wall of fantastic comments. So, Julie, what do you want to say?
Oh, I would like to offer a huge thank you to all the family and friends that supported us, total strangers that have supported us, all the corporates that put corporate sponsorship, and they've all got their names on the boat, big and small, and also the people behind the scenes that helped us, like the people who came to La Gomera, and people who've offered us, say, products and services, and just they all got us to the start line. That's the big thing. Yeah. And we raised how much in the end?
Over nearly 92k.
Yeah, 92,000. Fantastic. Yeah, and that last push that you did that got us over our 90,000 target was incredible. I mean, to see those, because we couldn't see them at the time, but to come back and to Antigua and look at our phones and see all those donations come in was just incredible, big and small.
People also donated not just once, but maybe 3 or 4 times again, over and over, which blows us away. It's amazing. We're back home in the UK now, and we've had 2 weeks break in the Caribbean after Antigua since we finished the race. And you see people out there, they come up to you and they say, "Oh, we watched you at the finish." And people's support out there and in the UK has just blown me away, blown us away. Yeah. They're so invested in our adventure, and we are really thankful and amazed by everyone's support. It's been fantastic. Friends, family's been amazing. So it's been one heck of a ride.
And just did the names on the boat, did they help you in those moments when you were really troubled or tired and hungry? And
We had so many names plastered all over the boat. There was a load obviously on the stern end that we couldn't see because obviously we were looking at that end, but all around the boat, it just popped. I remember that person, when they came up to me, they said this, and various events throughout the whole year that we'd started, and truly amazed.
And there was some little mottos as well, some little words of encouragement that some people had put on, and it was lovely because you could keep looking at the names and remembering who they were, and some people have passed. So we had names on the boat of people who've passed, and it just it was just lovely to see them all. Some of them faded.
Yeah,
the ones that got all the sun, some of them faded. You had to try and remember who they were. Yeah. It was fantastic to see them all.
And the great question that probably everybody wants to know is, would you do it again?
Highly tempted, I'd say.
Highly tempted. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to do the Atlantic again. I think once you've done it, you've done it. I mean, Sally's already sailed the Atlantic, and I'm going to sail the Atlantic this year. But I think maybe an expedition, maybe something like the Nile or something.
Something like one of our local rowers in Christchurch.
Never say never. Maybe get a bigger group together. Yeah, that would be great. But it's definitely worth doing. I'd encourage anybody to do it. It's hard. It was hard work, on the boat and off the boat, but well worth it.
Yeah,
fabulous.
You two look very happy, very strong. The hugs when you came onto land, and the jumps and the photography. I mean, it was so wonderful to watch. I mean, everybody could see the dynamic and just the love for you, because we knew you'd just done it.
Yeah, Julie and I certainly had a lot of laughs, a lot of giggles. We sang a song from every kind of word that we said. So that was
you couldn't speak without a song coming out of some kind.
Music was a big deal. Our music ran out after about 2 weeks, and we were gutted. So we just had to sing our way through it, which helped tremendously.
It was a dark day when the speaker went overboard. A dark day.
It was.
That was worse, I think, than having to eat cold chicken tikka masala. That was worse. So I'd rather have had music.
Oh yes, the dark day, no hot water.
That was a hard one there, Julie, wasn't it?
It was.
I
I
did gross Julie out where
Oh.
I literally could not stop eating. I had to keep eating, and because just keep growing, keep eating. And I grossed Julie out by having a veggie all-day breakfast from the wet rations of army food. I tell you what, it was blooming lovely.
And military cold meatballs and tomato sauce.
They were great. Tomato pasta.
I couldn't
it was
watch.
Great.
I
It's good
couldn't
stuff.
watch. So I survived on
It went down.
flapjacks. Yeah, flapjacks with yogurt. I think that's where I lost my 10 kilos. Was like that final 2 weeks.
Sounds like a good option, that.
I don't think I'd lost weight. These two were losing weight before my eyes. I could see it, and I kept thinking I'm not losing any weight. So I started giving them my snacks. And then I didn't need to
Only because you've gone off them.
Yeah, I'd gone off my snacks. Yeah, I had. Cold
I ran out
food.
of snacks. I ran out of breakfast. I kept delving into the next day's food, which is wrong with me. But there we go.
Yeah.
Next time I'll learn.
And the power issues. Did you ever? Actually, that's something we've not spoken about. Did you resolve those things? What was the?
Kind of, not 100%. It wasn't 100% back up to 100% power that we wanted to gain. So yeah, we had to make do. We kind of rewired a roving solar panel. It kind of helped a little bit. So it was just juggling when we needed the auto helm, when we were going to do self-steering, at what times, the best times.
And lithium batteries take a long time to come up, and we're no battery experts, but they do take a while to come back up. So we had to manage that constantly. And I've mentioned before, there was some human error in there too. So just when we got up to euphoria of having 2 batteries, then we lost one again. So
Or then the sun wouldn't shine. We'd have a cloudy day. We're like,
cloudy days. They were a problem. But we got through it. So the whole fleet took 20% longer because of the weather conditions, and actually our finish time was 20% longer than we expected.
Yeah, we're far off.
But I believe that if we hadn't have had our power management issues, we would have probably shaved 4 or 5 days
5
off.
days, I reckon.
Wow.
Yeah, about 10%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. So next time.
But
you were finishers.
We were finishers, exactly.
Yeah, and it didn't become the race. Then the race became a competitive time. Then it was about getting on, survival, getting through it, and just getting to the end. Really, it became more of an expedition as opposed to a race. So yeah.
And if you were to do it again, what would you do differently?
Pack more salted nuts,
And more
dried
cheese,
fruit,
and more crackers.
Food
More
is
dried
massive.
fruit. Yeah, it's really important food.
Seriously.
So think a little more carefully about snack packs. I think we thought fairly well.
Fairly well.
Between us, we had the right balance of food, but we didn't each have a complete balance. did we?
Yes.
So there was a lot of swapping
Quantity,
going
A
on.
little swapping, which is good. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's healthy swapping. It's nice.
And the other
Baby
thing I
girl.
would learn to do is to unpin the boat. The boat likes to be pinned side on, and it took us quite some time to work out techniques and how best to get it back on course. And I think I would definitely learn a bit more how to do that. Well, we know now.
That was the first thing you said, actually. Was one of the first comments you made was learn how to unpin the boat.
Well, it did, but it didn't happen in the UK because it's so
No, we didn't
tiny.
experience
You can't replicate the first 1,000 miles of that row is where you're learning how to handle that boat and what the boat's capable of. You can't replicate that here unless you go into complete open water. But we've got tides here, so the tides are always helping you along. It just didn't behave in the same way.
Yeah.
It was very useful during our hours in the UK. Because you get to know the boat a little bit, but you still don't get to know how the boat behaves in open oceans.
If you had the opportunity to do it again,
Yeah.
you'd probably train out of the Canaries, out of La Gomera.
Yes.
If you had the opportunity, getting the boat out there prior to everything and doing the qualifying rows out there, that would be so beneficial. If you're someone that hasn't done it.
Yeah.
So, what are the plans now?
Well, getting back into general life, into this ordered world, which is quite different from our lovely 2-week break in Antigua, which was amazing. So yeah, I've got a house meeting coming up in a couple of weeks, so I'll get stuck into that and knock down some walls. That might make me feel better.
That will help you. I need to get stuck into married life, get back to work, and then at the end of this year, Paul and I are going to sell the Atlantic. We're going to sail over to the Caribbean. So there's
With a quiet little person on the side.
yeah, with a little one in the cabin. They do say you should have a focus after the row because there's a little bit of a come down.
Yes.
Getting back into society. Busy coffee shops are strange at the moment, so difficult. So we've got plenty to do for the next year, and we've got lots of talks coming up. We've got the rowing club.
Rowing Club, 7th of March, Crush at Saint Club, 12th of March.
Yes.
Little talks locally.
So anyone can come to those.
And have you spoken to your charities? So Ellen MacArthur Cancer Trust, Awesome Chance, Blessma, and Teenage Cancer Trust.
Yeah, we've had good comms with Ellen MacArthur Trust, so they're really chuffed at the back. We've done so well. So it would be great to have a little visit over the Rhiannon soon, actually, to go and see them. So we hope to arrange that soon.
Yeah, they've all congratulated us individually, and then we'll go and see them when the dust has settled. So, yeah.
Oh, it's so nice to see you guys. It's so lovely to see you. And yes, well done.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks everyone for everyone's amazing support. It's been fantastic.